Borderline, the metaphysical musings of a mentally ill magician making his way through the multiverse. I am your host, Podcasting's Danny Butler. Hit subscribe if you're watching the YouTube version. Hit the bell as well. That's really important for reasons that I don't understand. And hit like even if you don't like it. Just do it. Help me out, mate. Please, look at me. I'm on the bones of my ass. Come on. Thank you, by the way. New followers I've got. I've noticed while I've been away. New followers. Thank you. Welcome. Don't go away. Stay and tell your friends. Help me build a cult following. It's all I've got left. It is the only path now open to me. TV slams its doors. Radio don't want to know. Lives dying on the vine. All I have is this and you. So keep sharing me as much as you possibly can. I've been on my travels, my friends. That's why your borderline's late. I got pulled away, didn't I? Oh, before I get into that, though, notice the improvement in sound quality on your borderline. Regular borderliners will have noticed, and some indeed have told me, via my Instagram page, Borderline with Danny Butler. Give that a follow too. And I'll tell you why at the end of this, why I want you to follow it, because I've got a plan. But beyond just getting followers, some of you let me know that the sound was a bit quiet on a couple of episodes back, so I've had a quick look to see what this could be the cause of this. I'm doing this by myself, lone gunman here, masterless samurai, a ronin, a lone warrior. Every other comedy podcast you'll find on here, it's normally two comedians talking, or it's a comedian talking to their partner, or it's a comedian talking to their dog, or it's a comedian interviewing people. But there's other people involved in the room, and there's normally a technical person. Not me, mate. Not me. I walk the way of the warrior on my own. So, when I heard this, I was trying to figure out what it was. And I'm not your technical guy, do you know what I mean? So I'm going for everything. Was it the cable? Have I got the thing set up right on the laptop? Am I doing it right? Is the room not soundproofed enough? Do I need to move to a new studio or something? Am I doing it? Oh, no. Nothing as complex as that. No. I had two pop shields on the microphone. Two pop shields. And why were there two pop shields? Because I thought that's what you were supposed to do and didn't realise that, I watch a lot of comedians' podcasts on the YouTubes and they've all got the cool black circular pop shield that they're talking the other side of that always looks amazing as they sit there, normally in a baseball cap, kind of chatting away to each other. And I thought that's what you do. So I had my pop shield on, not realising that this, the Queen's Guardsman's hat that's over them, that's also a pop shield. So there were two layers of foam rubber between my thoughts and you. That was what was killing the sound dead. So go and have a look. Go on the YouTube and have a look. Go back 3 or 4 episodes and see me sitting there in free flow, the jazz comedian pulling ideas out of the universe, opening his mind and trusting the flow, just seeing what his genius can produce, what roads can his subconscious take him down as he riffs on all kinds of cool stuff, like one of them proper comedians from America that you see at the Comedy Factory with the thing behind them. There he is with his two pop shields. What a tit. His two pop shields there for all to see. And all did see, and one did comment. That's how I found out. There would be two pop shields still if someone hadn't told me. What a prat. What a wally. Go see what a wally looks like. And thank you, person who pointed that out to me about the two pop shields. It was me mate Ben sent me him. You've got two pop shields on that microphone. Oh, God. But I won't take them down. The videos stand, mate. This show may evolve. My opinions are constantly changing on things. But I'm putting it up there, and there it sits for all to see. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed of anything anymore. That's not true. But I've been travelling, boy. I'm so tired. Just got back from my travels this morning. Well, last night, but this morning, because it was that late by the time I crawled through the door after a day that I can't even begin to describe. But I'm going to in 2 minutes. After a sip of the old builder's tea, I got the call, didn't I, to go away to do a job on a cruise ship. I'm a performer by trade, in case you're new to this channel. I am a stand-up comedian, sleight of hand artiste, raconteur, and incredibly bad impressionist. And I get the call to go away and I just do a show. I do a show, and the show evolves. The show is always, I'm not going to get into analysing the show. That's one thing I can't bear, comedians analysing their own comedy. And I do it, and I say I can't bear it. I do it, too much. I'll go into one, but it's one of those weird things that I like doing but don't like listening to. Why am I? Well, what is my comedy? Where does it come from, man? I mean, but the show evolves. And I got called away to do it on a cruise ship, a luxury cruise ship, one of my favourite lines to work for. I only work for about 3 or 4 lines. And love them all deeply, and they all treat me exceptionally well. They're wonderful. And one of them is the line I went to last week. But this was a nice one. 6-star cruising. All the opulence. Oh, they get it right on there. It's beautiful. Everything you look at is sumptuous. There's a coffee shop on board where I sit there, read my books and play the part of cool European guy in a coffee shop. We were going around the Med as well. Oh, beautiful ports. Amalfi, the Amalfi coast, the coast of Italy. I've been swanning around like the talented Mr. Ripley, taking in those beautiful Mediterranean beaches that are like packed with people with all the thing that... And the wonderful windy streets with the sort of boutique shops and getting fine cappuccinos and wonderful gelato, which is what we call ice cream, guys, out there in the Med, which will ruin you for ice cream here. It's the finest ice cream. The ice cream I've had out there in Italy is the best I've ever had anywhere in the world. But if it spoils it, you get back here and a cornetto no longer cuts it. Gritty. And Mars ice creams. Mars bar ice creams. You're back in the UK when. But I was like, and the ships are gorgeous. I've got this beautiful cabin on board. It's like a massive room. I've got a balcony. I've got a desk, a lovely couch. I've got a gigantic TV. My own bath. The bathroom's all marble and gorgeous. And I've got a butler. Thank you very much. This is the level of luxury we're talking about. A butler. I can press a button in my cabin and a butler will come to service my needs. And yes, I do call him Alfred when I'm on. Regardless of what his name is, he's Alfred. If he's working for me, he's Alfred. I don't call him as a rule. I meet him on the first day, he introduces himself, and I just tell him straight, look, mate, you're not going to get any, take the 2 weeks off because I'm going to be... But I do, sometimes I fantasize about it, coming back into the cabin at 3 a.m. like the bat. I've just been out on the shift, taking care of the crime in Gotham City and... Alfred. Like I've had a knife wound or like the Catwoman's done something to me or, Come and stitch me up, Alfred. What's happened, Master Bruce? What's happened, Master Buckles? Catwoman, I need you to... stitch me up. She's vicious. Vicious with the claws. Will I ever find my Catwoman? Aye. But there we are. I'm on the ship and I'm enjoying every second of it. And I've been, it's a beautiful, as I say, the bed's wonderful. Those big beds just sort of sink into gigantic duvet. I've been 6-star food every night. Courses. You go in this beautiful restaurant. I'll start with the soup and then I think I'll have the pasta dell'onatello, which is something I've just made up. No idea if that's a real thing, but I'm pretty much making it up when I'm on there anyway. They often, there's, and it's all inclusive, so you get all the drinks as well, which is very lovely. And they do that thing where they pour the wine a little bit and I sniff it and pretend I know what I'm doing. I don't even drink, Oh yes, that's definitely I'm getting some sort of hints of cinnamon and cardamom with a wonderful meaty flourish underneath. I'll have a glass of this. Don't even drink. No idea what I'm talking about. So they pour the glass. Oh, can you bring me a ginger beer as well? Because I don't like booze. But I'm enjoying myself. I'm on there living like Trump. It's been a marvellous 12 days of literal luxury and beautiful company. Great acts to work with, That's the thing that gets me about cruise ship life. When Simon Cowell uses it as a diss when he's describing acts on BGT he doesn't care for. Yeah, it was a little bit cruise ship. Like he knows. Best artists in the world on cruise ship. A few, questionable ones too. I mean, there's a few comedians that, all seem to be doing the same act. Not naming names, But by and large, brilliant people on board. The acts are all great, and you kind of hang out, and they're all superb. And it's a hard gig to get as well. No one just sort of walks up the gangway and goes, "Can I have a go?" Yeah, come on in here, mate. Why not? There's the theatre. You've got to be of a level. And there I am on board. But then it's home time, and the flights are all sorted out. I'm flying home from Barcelona to London via Amsterdam. Now, this is not malarkey. This is not cheapness. This is because that's the only way to get home over the course of this weekend. There's no direct flights for some bizarre reason, or very few. And the reason is BA have pulled them. And BA have pulled them because of lack of workers. There are lack of workers because of Brexit, and the train goes on and on and on. And thank you to everyone that voted for that, for making this weekend so difficult. And indeed, travel in general. So, it does. I mean, this is not a political podcast. This is a riffing podcast. But, God, that Brexit does not piss me off. I'm not I can't do a political podcast. I'm not bright enough. I've got, my opinions change like the wind. You know what I mean? I'm not your guy. But the Brexit, 100%, it's the stupidest thing in the history of stupid things. It's just so weird. And what's annoying is there are guest entertainers who work on ships in Europe who voted for it, who voted to make all of our lives more difficult. I mean, talk about self-destruct. Why would you do that? Why would you cut your own foot off? It's a job you apparently love. Why would you do that to yourself? But they did. So now we all suffer, as I did this weekend. I get to check in at the airport. Right, first off, I've got 9 hours in Barcelona airport to look forward to, because you have to leave the ship at a certain time. Customs has to clear it. You've got to be off by 9. My flight's not till 5, so that's me at the airport for the day. And again, another thing, this is my own stupid fault, not the ship. I could have stayed on board all day if I just asked. My fellow artist was also flying out that evening, and he got to stay on board all day and spend the day, rather than at the airport, he spent it on the ship, enjoying the kind of the food and the ambience and the aircon as he waited, and then getting his transfer to the airport. And why did he get that and I didn't? He asked, and I didn't ask. And why didn't I ask? Because there's still, despite the meditation and the non-duality and the expansion of awareness and the various things I've studied, there is still a program deep down in the workings of the Buckles brain that won't let me ask for things. And not just my brain, by the way. That's a very common thing. A lot of people are, they just don't ask for stuff. They're too scared to ask. It just happens, it's just been installed on the malware by the, I was born with the old condition, wasn't I? So there's that I've got going against me. But programming, school, don't ask. Don't ask for what you want. Listen to me, mate. Override that program and ask for what you want, and ask directly. Don't be embarrassed to ask for what you want. So he asked, "Can I stay on the board?" They said yes. I didn't ask. So there I am at the airport, sat on the floor, waiting for 9 hours. There's nothing there in Barcelona to occupy the brain. There's one sort of deli counter that serves variations of salami in bread. You can have long salami in bread, short salami in bread, and then bread in salami if you want to get really creative. But apart from that, that's it. So I'm waiting, and it gets to time to check in. And I get to the desk, and they won't let me because I'm flying via Amsterdam. And the guy behind the counter says, "I can't let you on this flight." And I say, "Why, sir? I have my COVID documentation and all my bits and bobs." "Why not?" "Because Amsterdam," he says, "Amsterdam's infrastructure is in total meltdown." Amsterdam's gone to pieces. We ain't gone to pieces. Literally as. Apparently they can't get, because of the Brexit queue, because of the Schengen, they've got like this backup of 1,000. They can't get people through security fast enough. And then the delays means that I can't possibly make this connection. So they're not only Amsterdam have said they're not letting anyone else in until these people are clear. They can't even check me. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, apparently, in Amsterdam. So I cannot check into Barcelona to fly to Amsterdam, to fly from Amsterdam back to London. Which is a shame, because Amsterdam was my favourite country, one of my favourite places in the world, even the airport. I was looking forward to spending 3 hours there. But they can't even get you through in 3 hours, mate. That's how gridlocked it was. So, no flight for Buckles. What do I do? Well, there's no flights out. No flights are going out at all. There's one seat on one plane left. And it's BA, it's going at 6:20 and it's business class. That's the only seat left. And I need to rearrange this. And I can't do it directly because I've not booked the flight. The company has. So I need to phone my agent, which I do, to explain the situation to him. And he needs to contact the company, and they're going to and they look after you. They're going to do it. They're going to rearrange it. I'm fine, except that they're all unconscious. Because they're in America and they're fast asleep. It's the middle of the night. So there's no one I can contact. I contact my guy. He's contacting them, but he can't because they're all in bed a kip. Plus, it's a holiday weekend. God bless you, Mum. So, God bless you on 75... Is it 75 years? Our Queen's been the Queen. God bless her. So, I've got to wait, basically, for America to wake up. So that's fine. I think, fine, there's plenty of time. By the time it comes around, this should be fine. This should be fine. I'm waiting. I'm in the airport. I've eaten my bread and salami. And then I've eaten some more salami and bread. I've drunk all the cappuccinos. I'm waiting. And then my fellow artist arrives. He's been a day on the ship. He walks in like he's had a massage. Do you know what I mean? He's been on the ship all day eating the finest. Oh, you still here? Yeah. Should have asked. We hang out. He's a great guy. We have a real good laugh. He checks in for his flight fine. I'm still waiting. Now it starts to get a bit kind of nervy. This flight leaves at 6:20. It's 4 o'clock now, and I'm still not booked on it because we're waiting for America to wake up. I don't have on time. So I'm on the phone to my agent. He's on the phone to them. It's getting very dicey. He goes, right, it's going to happen. He's going, it's going to happen. Now my agent is my cruise ship agent. That's all he does is the ships for me. But he is the most positive man. He really is. He'll put a positive spin on anything. It's going to happen. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And he's such a soothing, and he's really doing the work. He's on the computer. He's on the phone. He's got stuff going on himself, and he's still doing it. Make this flight happen. Get Buckles home. The clock is ticking. He comes back. Right. He's spoken to the guy at the cruise line. He's tried to speak to the guy at the travel company, but the guy at the travel company only speaks to the guy from the cruise line. So he's now spoken to the guy from the cruise line, and the guy from the cruise line is talking to the guy from the travel company. But the guy from the travel company's got to get back to the guy from the cruise line before he can get back to my guy to get back to me. But it's going to happen. It's been approved. They're going to book this flight out for me. They just got to book it. But the guy who's got to book it is on another coast. So he's still unconscious. So now there's a chain here of like 7 people. There's me stood at the check-in desk, and there's the check-in desk right there waiting, and it's getting dodgy now because it leaves at 6:20, and now it's 4:20, so it's check-in time, and it's going 4:30. I'm phoning Mark. Don't worry, it's going to happen. It's going to sort it out. There's a chain here. And then I'm thinking, and I'm trying to maintain my meditative cool. You know what I mean? I've had 9 hours of doing nothing at this airport, and now all in the last 5 minutes, it's all getting a little bit Mission Impossible. And I'm taking it, and this is the thing, the stakes are low because the worst case scenario is I don't get this flight, so I spend the night in Barcelona and I fly out the next day. That's the jeopardy I'm in. I'm not going to be stuck there forever. But you tell that to my fractured nervous system. You tell that to the old schizotypal over here. So my heart's pounding, the sweats are on. I've got to get on this flight. I'm panicking a little bit. I've got to get home. Hey, so the clock is ticking. It is now, flight leaves at 6:20. It's now 5 o'clock. I think it's not going to happen. I go to the front desk. Excuse me, miss, when does this flight shut? It's got 10 minutes until it closes. 10 minutes to check in. Please, my passport. Is there a ticket? There's no ticket. I'm on the phone back to Mark. There's no ticket. Don't worry, it's going to happen. There's going to be it's been approved. It just needs the last guy to sign off on it. Right, the clock is ticking. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. How long to go? 5 minutes until the flight closes. Oh, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I've got the sweats on. How long? 3 minutes till the flight 3 minutes till the flight closes. I'm sort of stood there. Oh, please try again. She swipes my passport. Still no ticket. I'm on the phone to Mark, the agent. I can't understand. It's been approved. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And He gets the approval. There's 2 minutes to go now. They've got the approval. Tell them it's coming. It's coming. I tell the woman, it's coming. Well, it's not here, says she. It's not here. It's in the air. It's in the air, says Mark. It's literally, it's digitally in the air. It's just waiting for the email to arrive on her computer. She hits refresh again. Still no flight. 1 minute to go. I'm like this. I look around. There's a girl in the queue behind me. She makes eye contact with me and she goes, believe in magic. I'm not making this up. If you're listening to this, mysterious stranger, please get into the comments and corroborate my story. Believe in magic, she says to me. I'm like, what? The countdown at 1 minute to go. Now get this. 1 minute to go. I've got Mark, the agent on the phone. Mark, it's happening. Don't worry. Okay, so please, one more. She hits refresh one final time. It's there! She screams, the girl behind the counter. It's here! She presses the button. The baggage tags start coming out. 40 seconds to go. There was 40 seconds to go for this flight to close and me not be able to check in. And as the things come out, I turn, look at the girl who said to me, believe in magic. And I went, marry me! Just blurted, it came from nowhere. Marry me! Obviously, this is meant. You bring me good fortune. And she looked at me like, no, fair enough. Admittedly, it was a spontaneous outburst. And the truth is, my poor heart can't do that anymore. So, it is empty. So, but the offer was there. Anyway, get the bags checked in. And now I've got to go, and I've got like 20 minutes to get through security. I run to the thing, and I do that thing I've never done before. I've seen other people do it. Always gets on my nerves. When you're in the security line and someone walks past, sorry, I've got a flight. Sorry, I've got a flight. And then they get to the security, sorry, and no one stops them, sorry. Then they're through security. And I always think to myself, you're making that up, aren't you? There's no flight. Because I get through the security, and I see them, and they're always sat in the McDonald's or in the Wagamama's having a feed. Yes. I'm late for my flight, Now I'm that guy, because I really am. So I'm literally head down, pushing through, overtaking people. Sorry, pointing at the time on my thing. Sorry, I've got to get this flight. Get to the thing, the girl's there. Oh, go down the middle lane. She gets me right to the front of the thing through. Thanks, sorry. Running through Barcelona. And I'm running. Now, I'm not supposed to run at the moment. I've had a little bit of a health thing. I've not mentioned it on here. Nothing to worry about, nothing serious, just really uncomfortable, but nothing life-threatening. But there's some muscle pullage involved, and I've got to rest. But I've got to get a flight, so I'm running, and I can feel this thing, and I'm like, this is how the film ends, isn't it? This is like the end of the film where I get to the, this is where I peg out. This is where the heart finally gives up. Running. And I'm not a runner anyway. I mean, I work out like mad, but never running because it bores the piss out of me. I'm a skipper. That's how I get my cardio in, mate. I skip. And I do a bit of shadow boxing because, there's no one to fight back, so you can look quite cool shadow boxing. And I swing a kettlebell and I put push-ups and I do my movement stuff. Like a sort of if you could imagine Ido Portal, but he's got bad arthritis. That's me. And I do my movement stuff. But I don't run. I don't like running. But I've got to run now for the first time. Oh, run Lola, run. There I am, charging through this airport. And I suddenly realised that, this is a different sort of cardio. I'm gassing out. I'm stopping. I'm picking myself back up. I'm running. I get to passport control. There's no queue. I run to the front. I shout at the bloke because I don't want him to mess with me like they sometimes do since the Brexit. I shout, I voted Lee. I voted Remain. I voted Lee then. I voted Remain as I put my passport on the thing. I did. I voted Remain. And of course, he still messes with me though. Did you? He's slowly going through the thing. I'm like, I'm pointing at my boarding pass. Please. Oh yeah, we're taking this sweet time. Puts in that stamp. That stamp of failure. Gone are the days of just sailing through the electronic counter wave. No need to explain why you were there. That's all over. Thanks, Brexit loons. No, stamp. Boom, the passport filling up. Oh... Who would vote for that? Who votes to make their life worse? Well, I know, man. Anyway, and my cousin. Oh, another prize. Anyway, eventually stamps the thing. Through I go. Carry on running. I've still got some ground to cover. Running. I can see boarding gate 18 and there's no queue and I can see a woman. She's just tidying up. Oh God, it's closed. It's closed. I've got seconds to spare. Sprinting past the guy with his pram. Sprinting past the guy in the orange t-shirt. Sprinting past the girls coming back from a weekend on the piss. Sprinting. Get to the front. I'm half dead. And the woman looks at me and goes, oh, please. I showed her my boarding. Please don't be closed. Please. And she points at this queue that's like on the next side. And she goes, this is your queue. And they're all looking at me. And I look at them through the sweat flowing down my... I look up at the thing and it's got boarding delayed by 25 minutes. And I look back at them and they're all looking at me. And I literally just went, I'm that guy, aren't I? I am that Wally. I am that guy that uses 2 pop shields. I am that guy. And they all applauded and I took a bow. And I went, thank you very much indeed. And I went to the back of the queue and the guy with the orange t-shirt comes back and goes, yeah, I wondered why you were running, mate. We all knew it was delayed. And then I get to the guy with the pram and his family just goes to me, you really worked for that, mate. You really worked for that. Well done. And I'm like, thank you. The sweat's pouring off me. Oh, God. Knackered. But made the flight. They got me home. God bless everyone involved. And God bless my cruise ship agent. What a legend he is. What a legend. He really came through for me there. Aye. There you go, my friends. So that's your borderline. What are we doing for time? Let's have a quick look. There's your borderline. There's your first borderline back. I apologise. Exhausted. I squeezed it out, but there's plenty more coming. I'm going to do a few more. And yes. Oh, and the YouTube. So, at Borderline with Danny Buckler on Instagram. Please go give it a follow if you're a borderliner. Why? Well, I'll tell you. One, you know, it's my Instagram, the Instagram page for this podcast. You'll know when it's coming out, etc. But because I wanted to start doing some live ones where I do this, but with you lot on Instagram. I can't work it, and on YouTube where I've got enough followers, but I haven't quite got enough now to do a live stream on YouTube. But until I have got, if you can get on either Instagram or here, and I'm going to do a live one where I actually talk to you. It will make sense if you follow me, but I'll be able to talk to you in real time. We'll be able to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you. And a massive thank you to my cruise ship agent, the agency, and Mr. Mark Sorrentino for what he did for me to get me home yesterday, because that really was amazing and incredible. And everyone else, the only reason I'm not faking everyone involved in that chain of events. I've never had that many people work so hard to get me home. Thank you all. I really appreciate you. And I really appreciate you watching and listening to this. Take care, my friends. I will see you on the very next Borderline.